as I am confined to only my backyard, I enjoy the scenery because it is wonderful, just magnificent. If I could show you, because I am incapable of fully describing what I'm seeing right now, it's usually the sky is usually like this after a hurricane. If you can see that, I don't know. Look at that is a beauty, isn't it? I swear it is. Um, but we're going through a rough patch right now. Obviously, growing pains, physically, mentally, and literally. Mainly, I won't let that, distract me from my plan. I won't let the bruises, neglect, and the emotional trauma get to me. Because you know what? I have a plan, and I have a plan to be great, and great at what exactly? At everything. I want to be great at everything, but I don't want to be something that's obsessed. But you have to be obsessed to really want it. Be a perfectionist. Anything that has to do with you got to. If you don't, who will? Honestly, sometimes you gotta be unapologetic. Cause if you're not, nobody's gonna take you seriously. You know, nobody's gonna take you. Nobody's gonna take you seriously. To the point where I'm thinking of how am I finna do this? How am I finna get the reaction that I want out of the people that I need? Right? As I said, I want to be a warm place you could be. If you feel like nobody's understanding you, nobody's communicating with you, I want to be that person for you to come sit. You can text me on IG, text me on TikTok, text me on YouTube. If you shoot, I'll put a business email up. If you need to get in contact with me, you can. And it's only to the fact because I know how it feels to be misheard, misinterpreted, attention gone. I know how it feels. So I don't want nobody else to feel that type of pain. Even with my music, I tend to use that not only for an outlet so you can understand where I'm coming from. I usually use this to drown out the noise, but it's good to focus the noise. I know you hear it all. You hear the laughter of kids, the roaring of a car, the yelling of a mom, the barks of a dog. You hear it all, but that won't stop you from being great, and it won't stop me from being great. Honestly, do I think it's gonna work out? I know it is, because if it doesn't, who's gonna do it for me? Your upbringing doesn't decide who you are in the next year, but it does decide if you're ready for the next. Are you? That's a question. Are you? Are you? Are you ready? Are you ready for what's coming up next? Don't let the distractions crowd out your creativity. Just know you're worth it. Alright, enough with the cliche and generic talk, but right now, it's not looking so hot. As I said, I tend to keep my personal, my family, and all that business away from the internet, mainly because it gets messy. You know, it gets messy. People try to be detectives of your life. So you gotta drown it out sometimes. But we're doing pretty good, bro. No lie, doing pretty good. If I say so myself. But what's next? That's that's the looming question. What is next? Honestly, forget honesty, transparency, full transparency. I have so many plans that cannot be configured because due to financial reasons. So we're gonna be working our tail off. We're gonna work our tail off. And if it don't work, about to start slinging dope. I'm playing. We're not doing that no more, man. I'm differently. You see where we at? We in suburbans. We're in the suburbia. So like, there's no need to do that. We get a regular 9 to 5, you know. And then if I fully blow up, listen. If we blow up to the point where the word I say is taken to full accountability, like they take what I say seriously. We'll go to college not for sports. We'll go to college strictly for education. You know, that was just a way out to drown the noise. But sometimes, what the? Sometimes it's harder than that. It really is. Nobody wants to be stuck in mediocrity. Nobody wants to be a mundane person. Nobody wants to be generic. Nobody wants to be so-called normal. So we do things to make us different. But if we're all different, aren't we all the same? So nobody's so-called normal. You know how it is, man. You know how it is, man. Nobody cares. Nobody cares until you there. And if the person that do care, they're semi there, you know. They got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. They put both feet in when you're all the way up, and they take both feet out when you're all the way down. Don't forget that. You know. But everybody thinks you owe them something, no matter if you do or not. You blow up. Oh, believe me, this one time I told you was gonna make it, bro. Go ahead, slide me a couple, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Like, it will get to that point. But listen, I'll probably still do it. No, I'm very naive enough to do that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gullible to do that. You know? Cause it's not that I want everybody to like me. It's just I know how it feels to be in every spot in the world, bro. I have experiences, but don't discredit other people's experiences because you think yours are valid than others. Should I say? Alright, let me stop. But like, it does get to a point where, do you truly know who you are based off the things that you have done in your experiences, or those are only minor fractures that tell other people who you are? The little things you collect, is that truly yourself, or those are just indicators to tell other people who you are? So your sense of self is pretty gone. Nobody knows, bro. Nobody knows. Maybe I'm just going crazy because I can't go anywhere, you know? It's either work or stay in this building. If I go home, it's even worse. I feel like y'all more familiar with this background than I am. Like, but hey, it's growing pains, I say. What's the next step? The next step to drown out the noise and make the noise something that's better than just sound. What's the next step? You don't know, I don't know. But I know what it is. We getting rich. And I hate that we gotta use these feeble mind concepts just to get to the next step. This rich, this money, these inanimate objects that hold no power, but only because a multiple tool of people said this is what holds power. Power used to be knowledge. Currency used to be land and cattle, but now it's views and cash and credit and any cryptocurrency and all that, you know. But I understand the old heads, where they're coming from. Everything changing amongst their eyes, trying to evolve. Evolve with me. Evolve with me. But I gotta say it louder, you know? I gotta say it louder and proud, so you understand. Evolve with me so I don't have to leave you. Ooh, but see you in the next video. Sorry for the little rant, you know. You know, your brain gets clouded when things happen in front of you, you know. So stay late, stay ready. Oh man. Bruh, we gotta get a better place to record now. But yeah, I see you.